In the smoky, gaslit streets of Victorian London, on April 16, 1889, a child was born into a world shadowed by poverty so deep that his earliest memories were of hunger and cold. This child was Charles Spencer Chaplin, a boy who would one day become the most famous face in the world. But back then, he was simply Charlie, the son of two struggling music hall entertainers. Charlie's father, an alcoholic, abandoned the family when he was very young. His mother, Hannah, sang on stage but was burdened by mental illness, leaving her unable to care for her children. By age 7, Charlie had already been sent to a workhouse, a grim institution for the destitute. Early on, he learned the world could be unforgiving. Yet even in those darkest years, he discovered something powerful. He could make people laugh. When Hannah was later committed to a mental asylum, Charlie and his older half-brother Sidney were left entirely on their own. Survival became a daily struggle. Charlie took whatever jobs he could find, a newsboy, a printer's apprentice, but he always dreamed of the stage. At just 9 years old, Charlie joined a troupe of young dancers and toured England. Later, he found work with a vaudeville company, and by his teens, he had developed a talent for physical comedy. Audiences chuckled at his clumsy movements and expressive face, gifts he didn't yet realize would make him immortal. His big break came when Fred Karno, a legendary British showman, spotted him and brought Charlie to America in 1910. The United States was booming with vaudeville theaters, and Chaplin's talents quickly shone bright. In 1913, while touring America, Charlie was signed by Keystone Studios, one of the first major film companies. There he created his most famous character, the Tramp. Dressed in a bowler hat, ill-fitting suit, oversized shoes and carrying a cane, the Tramp was funny, charming and heartbreakingly human. Audiences fell in love instantly. Charlie wasn't just doing slapstick, he was telling stories that blended comedy with deep emotion. He made people laugh until they cried and sometimes cry without quite knowing why. By the 1920s, Charlie Chaplin was the highest paid entertainer in the world. But he wasn't just an actor, he wrote, directed, edited, produced and even composed music for his films. His classics, The Kid, The Gold Rush, City Lights and Modern Times, remain timeless masterpieces of silent cinema. Chaplin had a rare gift. He spoke to universal human emotions without saying a word. In City Lights, the final scene where the Tramp smiles shyly at the blind flower girl is still considered one of the most moving moments in film history. Ironically, when sound came to film in the late 1920s, Chaplin resisted. He feared the Tramp's magic might disappear if he spoke. But when he finally embraced sound, it was on his own terms. In The Great Dictator, he delivered one of cinema's most powerful speeches, condemning tyranny and calling for kindness, liberty, and humanity. A bold act at the dawn of World War II. Despite his fame, Chaplin's personal life was turbulent. His politics, often sympathetic to the poor and critical of capitalism, drew suspicion during the Cold War. Accusations of communist sympathies, coupled with scandal over his relationships, made him a target for the FBI. In 1952, while traveling to London, Chaplin was barred from re-entering the United States. He chose exile, settling in Switzerland with his wife, Una O'Neill, and their children. Though America turned its back on him, the rest of the world celebrated him as a genius. Chaplin continued making films, though less frequently, until his health declined. In 1972, 2 decades after his exile, the United States invited him back to receive an honorary Academy Award. As he stood on stage to a 12-minute standing ovation, the longest in Oscar history, tears filled his eyes. He had come full circle. On Christmas Day, 1977, Charlie Chaplin passed away at the age of 88 in his Swiss home. The boy from the London slums had become a symbol of laughter, resilience, and the enduring power of art.